Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well and your current circumstances, if they're not what you want, that you have great plans for its improvement and that you're enduring it as best you can. I'm Lydia Ruth. Please click the link in the description below and go to the place where I have embedded this on my blog on a page, and you can see the other things connected to this speech today. You can see the pictures maybe around the manse, and you can see some links that I have spoken of. And today we want to just start out with the usual is to take care of your appearance before you begin the day. Make sure your children learn to do that too, so that they can have a sense of timing and of routine early in their life that they can't give up. The first thing you do in the morning, plan what you're going to do first thing in the morning, and taking care of themselves, bathing, dressing, coming to the table or the front room or wherever you are, fully dressed and ready to be cheerful and happy for the day, and give them a semblance of waking up, going to bed, and different times of day. And also, if you like to dress a little bit nicer for the home, that is excellent, especially in front of your children. It shows that you really care about the influence that you have on them. And you as a mother are going to determine what kind of women your children admire. And especially with boys, they may choose someone that reminds them of their mother's values. And so dress as well as you can. It gives your life a beautiful, good start in the morning. There is a lot I could say about it, and I have written some articles about it. I'll try to put links in there for you. And because also we're human beings, and it sets us apart from just mere creatures or mere animals to dress as well as you can. And I often give you pictures here of dressing in something at home, wearing an apron over it, and then later on maybe a little jacket over it to go somewhere, to go out. And it is possible to dress well, and I think it's really important to your children too. I mentioned before how much they see things. You get down at their level. You get down at their level, kneel down at their level, and start looking around at what they see, because they spend a lot of time staring, and it's very important for what's there. And make sure that their world is as beautiful as you can make it. And even the clothes you wear, they're maybe knee-high, and they're going to see what you're wearing, and it's important to them. It cheers them up, and they'll have their favorites. So to start out with the homemaking part, I want to do something from Emily Barnes here called Simple Secrets to a Beautiful Home by Emily Barnes. And she wrote a chapter on hospitality, so I was reading along with this, and thankfully she covered the idea of having hospitality for your own family at home. And I'll try to find it here. It's called Not Just for Company. I think you'll really enjoy this. I might talk about company a little bit, but I want you to hear this. This is interesting. The goal of hospitality. Let me begin by saying today I am planning on covering all the things you will need, all the equipment you will need for an emergency. For we go to these sites, and they've got this list of different kinds of freeze-dried food products we need, and matches and lanterns and and candles and everything that you're going to need in an emergency. But I'm going to tell you some things that will work better for emergency than anything, because it's possible you might not have all those emergency things or the emergency equipment, but you can have a lot of this other thing no matter what happens. In a situation, a dire situation, an emergency situation, where maybe you don't have access to life as you know it, and maybe you're at home with your family or with other people, making or serving other people in some way and making life better for yourself, or at least tolerable. And that's what homemakers are all about. They make life tolerable, not only tolerable, but wonderful. And so I wanted to talk first about the good appearance, because no matter what situation you are in, you can bathe and dress most of the time. I think there are always a way, and you can bathe and dress at least, and do it well, because if you'll remember and you can see movie clips of this and photographs of this, is during the Depression, people dressed their best because it lifted them up out of the poverty and out of the depression and out of the restrictions of their lives and gave them dignity, but also because they probably wouldn't have wanted anyone to think that they weren't doing well, and they also wouldn't have wanted anyone to think they were slackers or just freeloaders or anything like that. They had their dignity. So in a dire situation or in an emergency, your clothing and the way you dress, at least I feel for myself, that my conscience won't let me just walk around in my pajamas all the time and act like I'm not, the day doesn't matter to me. Every day is precious, no matter what circumstances you're in. Every day is precious, even if you're waiting for some family situation to clear up. You can bathe and you can dress and you can fix your hair and you can make yourself presentable to yourself, at least, and with dignity, no matter what. Even if you're being pressured or someone said something bad about you, you can overcome it, a lot of it, by at least getting up and getting dressed. Now, I did suggest also in previous videos that you participate in something online which takes you through a stretching or warm-up period that is good for your body, because it will change change your mind and help you to think more clearly and have a little bit of happiness along with it, no matter what is going on in your life, and no matter what crazy things the world does or the crazy things that people do in your family or your extended family, whatever. So I'm going to read this. This is the second thing. The first thing to do in an emergency or a dire situation is a good appearance. And make sure you are clean and that you smell nice. You don't have to wear perfume or anything, but if you're clean, that is good enough. And natural scents are always the best, and be tolerable to be around. If you are in close quarters with people and maybe not able to get out for some reason or other, or you're snowed in the winter. See, we learned all this back in the olden days, back on our homesteads and places where we might get snowed in. You start your day, mother would fix the coffee, the children would get bathed and dressed, and we still had a life. You know, you wouldn't let your children think there was anything amiss. You wouldn't let your children think there was any desperate emergency or any calamity. You kept that from them, and you didn't let it all hang out. And you know, as we become more vital, we learn it's better not to repeat things that are bothersome, because you're just reliving it and it's feeding you the cortisol, the stress hormone, again and again. So we learn to what does the scripture say? It says, take captive every thought. That means that the thoughts that come to your head do not always need to be spoken. And young people need to really learn this, and so you can teach your children this through gentle training. So the next thing, after having a good cleanly habits and cleaning up after yourself in places that you have been, that's also great for emergency situations, or being around people, maybe being confined. You need to have a good appearance, but you need to also clean up after yourself. Be a good steward of the things around you. And so the next one is, I just listed this, it's not in this order, but hospitality. And I wondered, how would you have hospitality if, let's say, you were in an emergency situation? Well, she has this little thing here called not just for company. The goal of hospitality is to make guests feel special and loved. But why should that effort be reserved only for company? I truly believe true hospitality should be an everyday attitude in our homes. Well, it's the same with vacation. If you have a vacation mindset at home, your children and you can relax at work, relax at play, relax at everything. I homeschooled my children, and I just taught them to enjoy it. We're just going to relax and enjoy it and see what we can delight in finding out or learning or researching. And of course, if you get a Christian-based homeschool curriculum, it's going to have a centered attitude that Christ is at the center of it all. I never understood that till I started doing it. And I could explain more about it maybe later, but those of you who have Christian curriculum will understand it. But I do have some here to show you later on if the video won't stop. So it's not just for company. She says it's an everyday attitude in our homes, a commitment to sharing our lives with each other as our guests. So my children were my guests. This was my inn. And we were just enjoying life as though we had been on a vacation. We were still on a vacation in our own home. So if you have a relaxing at work, relaxing at home, relaxing at whatever you're doing, you have a vacation attitude. And if you have a hospitality attitude towards the ones in your home or your realm, those are so important in a dire situation or an emergency. So there's appearance. Now we've gone to hospitality. And she said, after all, what are we saying to our families